Hey guys, my name is Devontae, and I sacrificed my time so you don't have to. And bro, here's the thing: am I naturally a contrarian? Yes, I am. I mean, you have dumb fucks who would take my actual genuine opinion and they can't decipher between that and me being a contrarian. Not to mention, I would outright tell you when I'm playing devil's advocate most of the time, if not all the time. But generally, not generally, genuinely, easy for me to say, I do want to talk about the positives in professional wrestling more than I want to talk about the negatives. It's important to highlight the negatives, but it would be nice, for once in a while, something to happen in professional wrestling that's very big and very noticeable and has to be talked about because it's newsworthy based on how positive it is. Not just, going around doing make-a-wishes and stuff like that. I mean, something that's genuinely making fans excited and changing the business and doing all this stuff. Usually that lies within kayfabe, you know what I mean? Because when you get excited about a program or something that's happening within kayfabe, that's usually the positive example of what I'm talking about. Like the Bloodline storyline earlier this year. Now it's completely jumped the shark, but earlier this year, all the time, the Bloodline kept doing stuff from a kayfabe standpoint that was so good that you focused more on that, and that kayfabe element, that creative, was so strong that in itself was the positive, was just discussing the story within kayfabe terms because that was all the rage. You come to AEW and it's like the exact opposite. These clowns, these absolute buffoons can never get out of their own way. It's incredible. I've never seen a wrestling company always just surround themselves with complete and utter negativity. I cannot remember. I'm not going to say it's not the case. I can't remember the last time. Maybe the CM Punk return in 2021. But outside of that, I can't remember the last time I talked about AEW in a positive way. Not positive in the sense that I'm absolutely burying them, but something that happened that was newsworthy that I wanted to talk about in a positive reflection. Even at times when I wanted to do that with an MJF, for an example, almost all the times MJF put himself into a positive position, kayfabe-wise, that everybody was talking about from a news circulating standpoint, almost always this poor bastard was always upstaged by a bigger news event outside of professional wrestling. Because that's the kind of fucking company AEW is. Yo, check this out. It is so unnecessary. This did not have to be this way. This is so fucking unnecessary. I'll leave the link down so you guys can read the transcript without having to go back and forth on someone's Twitter and look for it. Luckily, right here, our good friends in Saudi Arabia, India, Ringside News has given us the transcript. Check this shit out right here. I'll read the beginning of the article so you can get some context. Again, link down in the description box below. The pro wrestling world is full of differing opinions, and many arguments can pop up throughout the course of any given day. Although some discussions revolve exclusively around pro wrestling, there are a few that come up with roots and much more serious topics. Conan saw a post on X that encouraged fans not to get the COVID-19 vaccine. This is something that hit home with Conan, so he replied to let this account know that he disagrees. And I quote from Conan in his tweet, "Well, it saved my life, D-bag. Dude, and I'm serious, I think he means he could give a fuck what you think or say about me. Your comments are as irrelevant as you are." Which is weird because, Conan went after this guy. I don't see any context that alludes to the fact that he was tagging Conan or whatever the case may be. Maybe he did and I just didn't see it, but it just seems like Conan went after this guy for no fucking reason. So I don't understand. I could give a F what you think. Only makes sense if someone, deliberately and directly gives you their opinion, but I digress. Maybe there's more to that I don't know. That account, called They Live Truth, then fired back a reply to Conan as they got him to reply, which boosted their tweet signal. And I quote, "Saved your life, laugh my balls off, explain why I didn't wear a mask or get vaxxed and I'm fine. I didn't stay home and barricade myself in my house like you did. I was out and about with zero fear. Why am I not dead? I truly feel sorry for you, man. By the way, it's better to be pissed off than pissed on. And see, these kind of guys right here, like how much of a fucking retard do you have to goddamn be? I'll talk about that in a minute, but just why are you using anecdotal evidence in order to prove your supposed factual point? That makes no goddamn sense. Because you want to barricade yourself in your, if you want to go outside and live your life, then go ahead. I do the same thing too. I didn't really care too much about the whole COVID stuff. But what gives you the right to take your opinion and then say, hey, you're an idiot for not following my opinion? And why do I believe you're an idiot for not following my opinion? Because I did the complete opposite. I hate that shit. The left does that shit all the time, and I don't want to see anybody else. Well, you know what? Maybe I don't know what side he's on, whether left or right, because I know there's some people out there on the left who don't really care about the vaccine also, because the Tuskegee Project, the Tuskegee, because everything that happens to do with something experimental or racist has to always go back to Tuskegee. Tuskegee. Look at my Tuskegee. But no, don't do that. Don't try to put your opinion or whatever irrelevant bullshit talking point that's anecdotal on anybody else, because you yourself haven't experienced what the other person had experienced, but you think that in itself of what you go through somehow subjects your opinion to be factual when it's not. Continuing on though, Conan responded to this fan as he explained exactly why he got the COVID-19 vaccine. Because I'm autoimmune compromised due to end-stage renal disease. So I'm much more susceptible than you are to viruses and such. Chris Jericho decided to fire back with a reply. No, he decided to jump in. Let's say that. Don't say fire back, because in order to fire back, you have to be aimed at first. He jumped in with a reply toward this fan as well. And a now delete post on X, because that's what these wrestlers do because they're cowards. Jericho told his fan off while inviting him to slide into his DMs, gay, in a very profane fashion. And I quote from Chris Jericho, "Hey there, live, or live, whatever. Fuck right off. You want to talk shit to my bro K-Dog? I'll give you my address and we can discuss this in person. And I'm totally serious. DM me, motherfucker. Following your bitch ass right now." bro. I don't have to read more of this. You guys kind of got the gist of what I was talking about. Oh boy. Jericho, you fucking clown. Why? But you know what? I'm going to say this once and I'm going to say it again. Do you guys think I blame someone like a Chris Jericho? You guys think I blame Jericho? No, I don't blame fucking Chris Jericho. Why the fuck would I blame Chris Jericho? I don't blame Chris Jericho. I blame Tony Khan. Why the fuck would I blame the boys? The boys are okay. The boys are no different than the fans nowadays, okay? We're all on the same wavelength. The only difference between the boys and the fans is that the boys happen to be in the ring. That's the only goddamn difference. Right now, the marks are in the locker room. Jericho is a mark nowadays. You just, what the actual fuck, bro? They're standing up for your friends, and then they're just being a complete and utter asshat. Because again, I don't see any context alluding to the fact that this fan tagged Conan for Conan to respond to him like that. Whether or not he's a complete and utter jackass, like, he didn't tag Conan. He wasn't talking to Conan. Conan came to him. And then you decided to dogpile you talking shit to my boy K-Dog. No, K-Dog, your boy, started to talk shit to this guy first. This guy responded, and then he responded back, and then you jumped in. Like, that's what happened. Like, what are we missing here? Like, but again, I do not blame the boys for being retards. I blame Tony Khan. If he set an example, if he put his foot down, if he did something in regards to, restoring public image upon his company, then maybe he wouldn't be in a situation like this. But here's the thing. Not only is his fucking wrestlers retards, not only is his fans completely, unhinged as fuck, he's an unhinged retard in his own right. Not only does he encourage this, he sets the fucking examples. Need I talk about what this asshat did all last week? Huh? When you as a boss act like one of the boys, when you as a boss act like one of the fans, I can only imagine how the fuck your employees act. It's like the parents going around yelling at other people who are being drunk and disorderly and just causing havoc and disturbing everybody and being complete and utter wankers. Just, yeah, look at you being a motherfucking asshole. How about you get the fuck out of the way, and pushing people and acting like total, god damn it, pussy juice again, acting like total dickheads. And then what do you expect their kids to be acting like? Like, of course, when you have parents out there arguing and just acting like fucking teenagers, how in the fuck do you expect their kids to act? Say what you will about Vince McMahon. Say what you will probably about Triple H. I bet my fucking ass on everything I have, none of the wrestlers. What Jericho just did right now, I bet my dollar, my bottom dollar, Jericho would not have put out a tweet like that. Jericho would not have conducted himself like that if he was still in WWE. Because it almost comes off to me, at least from the veterans, seeing what they get away with every single week, whether we're talking about in the ring, whether we're talking about backstage, whether we're talking about on social media, where the world can see you while you're underneath this company's banner. What it seems to me is that some of the wrestlers not only go to AEW because of the money and stuff like that, but because, well, we don't have to follow rules. We can do whatever the fuck we want to do, especially if they're veterans, because they probably taught Tony Khan into believing that they know better than he does, which they probably do, but probably not from a business standpoint. But I don't know, is Tony Khan really a good businessman? Also, you guys let me know how he's doing with his football team. I'm really, again, I said it once and I say it again, he's not rich, his dad is rich. But like, that's the kind of shit that we have to deal with when talking about these wrestlers. It's like, you don't necessarily care too much about the money. The money is probably number one, obviously, yeah, but that's just a given. What you care about mainly is being able to, well, it's the whole proverbial, okay, the babysitter's here, I can get away with a bunch of shit. Or, oh, it's the substitute teacher, I can get away with a bunch of shit. Or, oh, I'm gonna go stay with this parent for the weekend, I get away with a bunch of shit. It's that kind of mentality that I kind of get the vibe from when looking at some of the veterans underneath Tony Khan, because it's mainly them, although you have some of the younger wrestlers also, but it's literally them thinking to themselves, well, we no longer are underneath the boot of Vince McMahon, you know, being told to fall in line and not embarrass him in front of, you know, other fucking promoters, or not promoters, excuse me, other fucking advertisers or people who will want to do business with the company. They have free one. The prisoners run the asylum up in AEW. Oh boy. You guys let me know how you feel down in the comment section below in regards to this topic. Jericho, once again, not putting his foot in his mouth, or putting his foot in his mouth in this case, and yet another AEW wrestler completely and utterly embarrassing the fucking company. Even wrestlers who don't even wrestle for the company, like Mercedes Moné, who are rumored to be coming to the company. You don't even have to be with the company. You're just really preparing yourself for the shit you're going to be putting everyone through by the time you get into the company. And Jericho's just like, hey, Sasha, hey, Mercedes, come to the company. Let me give you an example of what the fuck we get away with over here. And Sasha's like, oh, well, okay, well, let me at least try to tiptoe through the tulips here, and I'm going to try to be a complete asshat myself, and let's see what Tony Khan says. Oh, absolutely nothing. Okay, well, Jericho, you're doing that, and I'm doing this. You're doing this also. Oh, fuck, I guess no one's really going to tell me what to do. I guess I don't really have a dad in my life in real life, so I'll just do the same thing with this company also. I actually don't know that. Don't take that word for it. I'm just being racist right now. With that being said, folks, as always, my name is Devontae, and I will catch you guys later on for the Collision review. Otherwise, something else happens in professional wrestling that I'm going to have to cover, which it is, again, professional wrestling, so I wouldn't put it past that. Let me catch you guys later, and let me get the fuck up out of here. Deuces, P. Ice.